Hare Srinivasan. Welcome to GBSRSBrundavana Sri Raghavendra Swami Matha podcast series Soul Conversation. Today, I have the privilege and honor to be speaking to internationally acclaimed, the legendary, the iconic, the violin duo, the Maestros, Mysore Brothers, Vidwan Mysore Nagaraj sir, and Dr. Manjunath sir. Trained by their father, another iconic Professor Mahadevappan. They are renowned for their mastery of Carnatic music. They have elevated just by being an accompanying instrument to a soul voice on the global stages. Their performances is celebrated for precision, spontaneity, and emotional depth. And above all, strict classicism. They have graced the most prestigious venue across the globe, from Royal Albert Hall to Sydney Opera and many, many more. Beyond their artistry, they embody a philosophy where music is not just for performance, but also spirituality, reflection, and innovation. Thank you so much, sirs, both of you,
No,
and welcome to this podcast.
thank you, Radhika.
So, just your, when I introduced your, you have been awarded many, many, many. If I start listing the awards, you are the youngest recipient of Sangeeta Natak Academy Award, Kalanidhi, so many. You name the award, you've been. This journey, I'm sure it started at house, your childhood. And very interestingly, when I read about you both, what happens at your place when a child turns 8? Both of you gave your first concert at the age of 8. How was your childhood? I mean, a father like Professor Madhevapnavaru. I mean, can you share your childhood practices? Yes,
Yeah, uh, thank you so much. And then I'm so happy to share some of our, childhood memories and then little music-related experiences with you and then all our music-loving community friends and then yours. As you know, Radhika, the it's it's a great privilege for us to be born in a family of musicians. And my father, our father, Mahadevappa, who was regarded as one of the illustrious violin Vidwans and also one of the great gurus, who is solely the reason for whatever both myself and the Nagana, whatever we are today. And at our home, when we were growing up, only music, nothing but music mattered. Even today, the same thing is being followed. And our father, who was regarded as one of the toughest, one of the hardest, hardcore masters, was also known as Jamadagni because of his furiousness and then, who rarely smiled, for whom only music and then nothing but music matters in his life and then even our family lives too. And so actually we were born in a family where only music sound was audible, and we were introduced to music scenario very early in our lives. And naturally, even before learning our mother tongue, probably we learned the music. And then at this point of time, it's very difficult to say whether my mother tongue is whether Kannada or music, because music is in our blood and then every time. And naturally, when you are surrounded with so much of musicality at home, and you are also being trained, taught, and then groomed, and then brought up in such a beautiful musical environment in a very strict manner. And then when you have your father himself as your guru also, your guru, your mentor, your everything, everything. Naturally, you are bound to become a musician. And this is precisely what happened to us also. And so that is one of the reasons why we were able to grasp some of the very serious, intricate nuances of music, especially the violin playing, which is considered one of the toughest instruments in the music, the world of music today, and also Carnatic classical music, which is also regarded as one of the toughest genres of music. And we were blessed that all these things happened in our life, and then we were able to pick the violin up and then start playing at fairly young age.
How amazing it is.
We we had a big radio in our house. So since my childhood, Appa, my father, our father, made it a point to whenever he used to find the classical music slots in the different stations. So he would note down the timings. Accordingly, he would switch on the radio. The main rule is I should be sitting in front of the radio and I should be listening only classical music. And all other family members of our family, they were not allowed to listen to other formats. They also should listen to classical music. So that much deep exposure was there. So gradually, naturally, we tend to pick up when we start learning. Really, when we start learning the music, because of this previous exposure, we tend to learn very fast. Same thing happened to me and Manjunath. We both picked it up and we reached the concert stage very fast. That was the advantage. Uh, Credit goes to our father for planning and conceiving the idea how to impart authentic music education.
Yes, that's very amazing. Especially a guru is back in the days when we talk about 40, 50 years. I also come from the same tradition. That's why I'm so proud of myself today. I also come from Mysore. Uh, Gurus used to be very, very strict. Now I think the definition of teacher has evolved, and but father and guru, it's like a double whammy, both in the same person. And going by what you just shared, that he was one of the strictest taskmaster, did he challenge you, and was there any particular demanding task that he wanted from you, and what was your approach?
Radhika, he was so strict. And without practicing for 8 hours, 9 hours, or even 10 hours a day, there was no breakfast served for us, no lunch, no nothing. And then we were never allowed to go out and play with our friends or whatever. In fact, we had absolutely none, no friends. And even schooling and all these things, that was always secondary. And as we share it, uh, you know, the only preference, the only importance, the only thing that happened at home was always spending time with music. And that kind of a very strict guru he was. And we were never allowed to even, go to movies also. For very, very, for decades together, we didn't even go to movie theater also. And so even schooling, it's very interesting, for our viewers. Uh, he always wanted us to spend longer time only in music. School studies only enough to pass the examination and then go to the next class. And quite surprisingly, after every final examination, the marks card, when it was issued, he would go through the marks card for a totally different reason altogether. Radhika, you should listen to this one. Because he would go and then he says, if, Kannada 65, English 67, mathematics 71, science 78. Oh, if any marks of any one of the subjects comes closer to 80, then he would be very furious.
Furious.
He would say that, oh, 80, 85 marks you scored in science or social studies, that means that much of less practice you did for violin.
My God.
Then he said, what is this? You did not practice, it seems, violin so well. Because I wanted you to spend longer time and then more qualitative time practicing violin, not with this one. It's 60 marks should be more than sufficient for me. 80 means you devoted, you took that much of chunk of time away from violin practicing and then spent on studies. This is a very, very tricky situation. And then everybody who knew our family so well from close proximity, they all know about this one. Even people, even today, they talk about this one, quoting my father's passion in bringing his children only music, nothing but music. He never wanted us to go and then do engineering or medical or this or that or whatever. Then he would say, if everybody does it, then who would take care of the legacy, the musical thing? And during our childhood, we were so much frustrated because of his this strictness with which we were treated and things like that. And then I have no hesitation in saying this one. For some time, I would even pray to the God, oh God, why did you give such a cruel father to me?
My goodness. Oh my.
Until I realized the importance of whatever single thing he did to our life. Once we realized it, we both started worshipping him every single moment, Radhika, every single moment.
It's worth. I think it is worth whatever he did. Maybe when we dislike our parents, it is our childishness, our ignorance, what they have planned for us for the future.
Absolutely.
And when you said it was a tricky situation, I feel one of the rarest I have heard that, me being parent myself, I want my children to do this, that, 100 things, be good at academics also. But we forget that the focus can be put only in one direction, not in 100 different directions. So your father had that direction already, and he had that clarity already. So which is something brilliant. He has produced world class musicians. So I think whatever he did, it is was for a purpose, is for a purpose. I think.
I agree. I totally agree. There's a difference between learning something only for the sake of hobby, and then something which must be pursued in utmost seriousness and things like this.
Yes.
So he was having absolute clarity, as you rightly said. And then luckily, we were also convinced about this one. We also understood what exactly he wanted us to become. And then it's God's grace that it all happened in such a manner that we simply listened to every single thing that he advised us.
Yes.
He was 100% confident about his teaching method, and he could foresee what will happen after 20 years to his children. That he had 100%, even though amazing teaching method, which is even today most of the top level amazing musicians of India, they still praise and they talk about our father's teaching method. Really, he was an astonishing, amazing, great teacher.
No doubt about it. I have live examples right in front of me, and the world, and also the legacy that he left, and you are creating for the future. It is something priceless. It is a treasure. Talking about education, the marks card, of course, it is all important in life. But looking at you, you are also, you were a gold medalist, PhD holder. You did take up academics quite seriously, took it to next level. You have literally followed all the footsteps of your father, now being a professor and head of department in Mysore University Music Department. again a commendable, with all your tours and travels and collaboration, you are sticking to the roots. And that is something amazing. How did you manage to continue your academic studies, though it could be in music, but it has a different challenges altogether? I mean, how did you cope with that?
That is again the idea of my father only. The same person who did not want us to waste time in so-called only mere studies and not with the music. Later on, after I completed my graduation, things and all like that, he wanted me to pursue masters, and also he very much wanted me to do PhD in violin, because violin uh, being one of the most uh, one of the widest popular, one of the most popular instruments, not only in Indian classical music, but also at the international level. Violin, with the instrument that was so beautifully been adapted into Indian classical music, and then an instrument which is so versatile, which is so expressive, which is able to produce all the fantastic nuances of Carnatic classical music, and an analytical study of different styles of playing violin in Indian classical music. My father very much wanted me to do a PhD on this one, with the absolute practical from the practical view, and so I happened to do that. As I told you, the only one thing both myself and the Nagana we did all our lives was always listen to our father. We simply listened to him, and then today we are here.
Of course.
And it so happened that I finished my PhD and academics and things like that, which in a way helped me in in uh, in in uh, possessing, in acquiring a totally different outlook towards music, and being able to look at the music from totally different perspective altogether, academic perspective and analytical perspective, and all these things helped me a lot.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that
Amazing.
I was able to do this.
Amazing journey. And slightly going back again, your very first duet concert. So, how was it? What was your feeling when playing together? And after the concert, what were your parents' reaction, especially your guru, your father?
Actually, this is really a very, very interesting story.
Yes, please.
I think it was in 1977 or 78. I was playing a duet with my father in a Tyagaraja festival at Mysore, which was attended by all great musicians in the audience. After the concert, the vote of thanks was happening, and they were garlanding each one of us, the chief organizer, and he put garland to my father and myself, and the Murdangam artist and the Ghatam artist. That for that concert, he was sitting on the dais.
Oh.
He was just because of my father's this thing. Manju, sit here. No, so he came on the dais and she was sitting. And Appa, what about me? Garland. He was asking about the garland. And what is the matter? The organizer was asking in Kannada. Yenu samachara. So my papa told, he's demanding garland for himself. You see, next year you perform, I will put you two garlands.
Oh, amazing. Who told this?
That
Organizer. Okay.
chief
Okay.
president of the
Yes.
music association.
Yes.
We came home, and immediately Manju went to Appa's room. Appa, teach me violin.
Oh.
Very next day, he started learning very seriously. She would believe it or not, exactly after 365 days, maybe after 1 year, in the same festival, we three played violin trio,
God.
and he was garlanded twice.
Amazing.
Really astonishing, and I don't know how to say how quickly he learned everything. and reach that stage. Everything is my father's idea. That is different thing. And some God's grace, blessings, and his IQ. So this was a really remarkable, unbelievable achievement
Of
for a
course.
boy of 7, 8 years.
That's what I mean. If I look back when I was 8, I mean, I was hardly busy, running around playing with my toys. I mean, even I was hardly able to do a basic math question. You are performing concerts at the age of 7 and 8. It is simply beyond someone's imagination. And of course, a lot of hard work would have gone beyond it, which for us now, for someone like me who will feel, oh, for them it is a, cakewalk, just a piece of cake. But you as 7-year-old, you might have felt the heat at that time getting to learn, and those garlands, I think, were a motivation factor for you at that point of
How
time
he was able to
to
achieve
achieve.
that
Yes, yes.
feat within 1 year,
1 year,
it
that
is
is a
really, we cannot express,
express.
we cannot explain that.
Yes. And what was your father's reaction of, were there any feedback, or how did your father react?
No, he was so happy because I was the one who refused to learn violin initially.
Oh my God.
Nagana was already playing so well. He was already performing everywhere. He was already recognized as one of the super great child prodigies.
Yes.
And then my father was so unhappy and then disappointed to see his second son being an absolute fool.
Rebel.
Because I did not pay much attention. I never paid much attention to learn violin. With all his regular force and things like that, somehow did not inspire me enough to start learning violin. And then that particular incident where I was forcibly taken to a concert, somehow I did not like music. I didn't even go and then listen to classical music concert also. And then for a boy of that nature, it so happened that I had to go because there was nobody at home to take care of me on that particular day. I was forcibly made to sit on the stage, behind the Nagana and then my father, and then I sat there for 3 full hours. 3 full hours, both of them playing something, and then people who were clapping and things like that. It was all crazy thing for me. I did not understand why the hell they're all sitting and wasting their time listening to their music concert. I had absolutely no idea. 3 hours like 3 centuries for me on this time. And then after that, the only refreshing point was the garland came, and then they garlanded the Nagana, my father. They all spoke wonderful things about my father. And then garland, Nagana garland, even Mridangam, and then Ghatam. Even a guy, one of my father's disciples, was playing on the tambura. He also got the garland. Then only person who was left on the stage was me. And then I was getting myself ready, and then no garland came.
Sorry, but this was such a hilarious moment.
And then I poked Nagana. I poked Nagana.
He was
Nagana, get me garland.
Nagana was like this.
Yeah.
What you want? Like garland.
Get me garland. Get me garland. So then Nagana did not know because he was, he was also a kid. And then, then my father, then I started
Yes.
troubling my father.
Yes.
Papa, get me.
Oh my
He's asked,
God.
what?
Oh my God.
Then I said, garland.
Yes. Oh wow.
You know what he said? What did you do?
What did
to
you
get a garland?
Wow. Yes. What a valid question. And that question changed your life.
Absolutely. And then when the organizer announced publicly that, ladies and gentlemen, look, the second naughty boy, second son of Mahadev Pagaru, sitting there and then doing all sorts of demanding a garland. People laughed because I was a kid. They laughed. It was a great insult for me. Honestly. I vaguely have the remembrance of this incident.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then he said, and then Manju, you also start learning. You learn violin and then play a concert. I will give you not one, but I will give you 2 garlands. The boy who refused to, who did not want to learn music, with all the advice from my parents and things like that, somehow I took it very seriously. The same day night, I begged my father to start teaching me violin.
Yeah.
The my father was so surprised by his second son who never wanted to learn violin and then take the legacy of your family music forward. And all of a sudden, some incident happened, and then now he wants to learn music. For me, he was just waiting for this
Yes,
occasion.
yes, it was destined. You
So,
were. I think it was all written. No
so
matter, maybe it was not that. Maybe another concert would have triggered the same.
absolutely,
Yeah,
Radhika, I agree with you that there
yeah.
is a
So
many things happen with the reason
reason exactly.
we don't know.
Yeah, and talking about the very interesting story you just said, you had all the top artists sitting there in the crowd, and when now when you have those kind of senior artists sitting, is it motivating or intimidating for you? If, say, if I want to quote, you are Princess of Mysore, quoted by none other than Pandit Ravi Shankar. And I'm sure what Pandit Ravi Shankar has, given to, and when you see such an artist in the crowd listening to you, how do you
Maybe
feel?
that particular incident
Yes.
where he demanded two garlands, I
Yeah.
mean, demanded garland.
Yeah.
I think it was the triggering factor.
Factor. Yes.
So that day itself,
Hmm.
it triggered.
Yes.
So, so
Yes.
immediately within one
Yeah.
hour, he was
Yeah.
at home. He was demanding my father to teach
Yes.
violin.
Yeah.
I think that is the triggering factor.
Factor. Yeah.
It did not intimidate him or
Or
inspire him.
yeah.
He was
Yeah.
just like any other
Any
common
other.
regular boy.
Yeah. But now
But
you. Yeah.
yes, he
But
was.
now you're all reached the stage. Having you in the audience, now other musicians will be intimidated. But when you are still learning, when you are, and someone is there who is so senior most, would you want to kind of, oh my God, they are watching me? Or what could be your feeling? I mean, your father himself was a great critic, but
You know, Radhika, since we started so young,
mm,
at 8, 7, 9,
mm,
you don't have the stage fear.
correct.
And then absolutely you don't know.
Mm,
Because you simply, people will be there
mm,
to support you and then things like that. It is a natural process, and then in the same way, our musical career also started.
started.
Later on, as we go
Mm,
much deeper and then
mhm,
deeper into a subject,
mhm.
and then you will get more awareness of
Yes.
where you stand and
Yes.
things like that.
Yeah.
And of course, then we were one of the very few luckiest ones
Yeah.
who got such a superb recognition since our childhood.
Right.
And so as we started going up in the ladder of success, the amount of practicing also started increasing. You have to work hard. The success is not one particular destination. Reaching one particular stage is one step, and then maintaining it and then going further up in the ladder is what is expected. And then for which, and then we were our father was there always monitoring the musical progression in our musical career, and then it all happened. Later on, and then initially maybe one or two occasions
Yeah.
we were slightly anxious, and then more careful, having many legendary senior most musicians
Yes.
sitting there in
Yeah.
our then our concerts and then listening to us. In one of our concerts, all the eminent violinists of Carnatic classical music, like M.S. Gopalakrishnan ji, Lalgudi Jayaraman ji, and M. Chandrasekharan ji, V.V. Subramaniam, and T.N. Krishnan, they were all of them were there. And they were also happy. They were also in great prize for our progression, and then they conveyed their extreme happiness and conveyed it to our father.
Yes.
And then this is how we started growing.
Amazing. I mean, those artists, I mean, like, as I would say, there was a lot of blessings also showered
True.
over. So everything has culminated, has come together, and here we are today. And when we talk about, your success, you are master of experimenting. So you have collaborated, performed with various genres of people, from traditional classic to Western Western classic or other Indian forms of classical music. How was this international collaboration, or maybe even Indian collaboration, kind of worked, and what are the difficulties or challenges you encountered when you had this collaboration?
Radhika, instrumental music has much wider reach.
Mhm.
It is not confined to one language or regionalist region or something, some geographical boundaries. It is the instrumental music which is considered the purest form of music because it caters to everyone.
Yeah.
And then violin being an international instrument, it's much easier for you to convey your Indian melodic expressions
Mhm.
to the West.
Yes.
You know, this is precisely what happened to us too.
Mhm.
And we were so lucky that some of the topmost Jugalbandi concerts with the topmost Hindustani musicians also started fairly young when we were very, very, very young.
You
Similarly,
still are young.
I know, but they similarly the Western fusion concerts also started. Some of the topmost Western classical musicians, jazz musicians, European musicians, Americans, even Arabic musicians, Palestine, Australian,
Oh
Japanese,
my God. Yes.
all of them. We
Yes.
got occasion to work with them, and then it's the blessings of Almighty that
Yes. Yes.
everywhere we were
Yeah.
succeeded,
Yes.
and we started looking at these kinds of collaborative music
Yes.
as an occasion for you to express your Indian
Essence.
essence, melodic, emotional essence,
Yes.
so that it is understood, it is enjoyed,
Mhm.
and then on the other hand,
Mhm.
they all, we were blessed to take the glory of Indian classical music to some of the remote corner of the world. And the outcome is they all got to know more about Indian classical music. They started coming to India. Many of them, started learning music from us. And then many other universities, they also started the Department of Indian Classical Music also.
Amazing.
After
Wow.
we went and then performed, explained to them, this is raga, this is tal, this is the compositions, this is the improvisation, things like that, and the nuances. They were so happy.
Yeah.
And then Indian classical music, which is
Yes.
considered one of the finest, one of the
Yes.
richest one, Radhika,
Yes.
and has
Yes.
literally every single component
Yes.
to cater to every single
Audience. Yes. And I think the most reformed also.
It is.
And all the rawness must have gone by now. And you are still experimenting, I think, day by day.
Yes,
It is still evolving and quite reformed compared to, I think, other classic
absolutely.
forms, which is absolutely amazing. Talking about these collaborations, and you have worked, you have performed in all venues, which is, I think, one performance holds the biggest place in your heart. I mean, both of you maybe share your. Uh,
One particular concert
yes.
which I think of is Jugulbandi
Mhm.
with Dr. M. Balamurali Krishna. It was in Portland or Seattle? Portland,
Portland.
Mhm.
where we both played with him. Uh, he was actually really amazed,
Mhm.
and that concert was a great hit, great success.
Amazing.
Even today, people talk about that. That was really one of the most memorable concerts where we were also playing violin with some other person.
Oh, wow.
So that was a great concert.
The great
We were,
collaboration.
and one lot of concerts
Yes.
I can mention here.
Yes.
And one more concert, maybe which was in Sydney Opera House,
Yes. Yes.
with where the great legendary Umayalpuram Shivaraman sir was on the Murnagam. That was a great, amazing, huge success, great hit.
Amazing.
So there are several concerts. These two are worth mentioning.
Oh my God, amazing. I mean, the legends with
Many,
legends.
many
Many.
important concerts like Milano Musica, Milano Festival,
Yes.
and then a special concert that we played at the palace in Milan again.
Milan, yeah.
No? Then Italy, a music concert in Osaka University,
Yes.
and some of the topmost universities, including Oxford University.
Yes.
And for us, every single concert is very important. And
We can also mention that World Violin Conference.
the International
Worldwide.
Violin Music.
You are, I think, the first one to
one
represent
to
India
represent India,
on
yeah.
a global stage.
Right.
Which is, I feel so proud telling
A
about
very,
it.
very important,
Yes.
very special occasion because
Yes.
you have more than 600, 700 violin
Yes.
participants
Wow.
from all across the globe. And then you are one of the 22 top 22 top violinists from 22 different genres of music. And it's a week-long music conference, and only violinists. You cannot find not even a single person who doesn't know a violin there.
Oh my
Right?
God.
You will be basically you are performing for entire audience of only violinists.
Oh my
Such a
God.
thrilling experience, and then representing
Yes.
Indian classical music
Yes.
in such international scenario becomes more important nowadays.
Yes.
Radhika, and
The amount of exposure we
yes,
get.
yes. Not only we, I think it is not only we performing. We are representing our the great culture, the great Indian classical music, and our country at some of the topmost international stages. And then it is a matter of great pride and then
Yes.
respect for us.
Definitely, definitely. And with all these collaborations, with all these, amount of practice, strict, rigorous, intense practice you have, you come out with, you will be like blooming with ideas and new ragas, like, the yoga anthem, the Aroha and Yaduvira Manohari. I mean, amazing, amazing. Can you just talk us through about these projects? Because, I mean, how can one think of such things in one lifetime, to be honest?
After the June 21st was announced as the International Yoga Day.
Correct.
The government of India wanted, a special yoga anthem piece. So it requested me to create a totally new raga in the name of Bharata. And then because Bharata, our country's name, and then somehow they noticed that there is no raga like Bharata in Indian classical music.
Yes.
So and it took a long time, and then figured out a totally different new raga called Bharata, which has all the emotional, bright emotional content. Because when a raga is representing the name of your country, that has to be more brave with more majestic things.
Yes.
It should not be a shoka raga. It should not be something
The
like
content should be very catchy.
catchy.
And
Yes.
Yeah. So
And it should be the Indian.
absolutely.
Yes.
And then the yoga anthem, the lyrics was given to me, and the lyric was composed by Udayavani Ganesh, one of the great the Sahitis, and finally this yoga anthem, in which all eminent musicians they all sang, and then that was officially considered as the yoga anthem in Raga Bharata. Similarly, Yaduvira Manohari, when we were invited to perform a special concert in the wedding of Yaduvira
Mysore Maharaj. Yes.
Mysore Maharaja, the king of Mysore. Because Mysore Maharaja, the warrior dynasty, is one special dynasty in Indian politics, which has contributed immensely for the promotion and the growth of Indian culture, music, dance, and everything. In respect, with all the wonderful, priceless contribution of warrior family, with that why not create a raga, Yaduvira Manohari, in respect of Yaduvira warrior. So that is how this raga came out.
Amazing.
And the Aroha that you mentioned was a super special theatrical work, and that also happened.
Yes.
And in which I composed music and I also enacted in the drama.
Oh my.
And
Okay.
then that happened everywhere.
Yes.
All ultimately, Radhika, uh, when you are a sincere practitioner of Indian classical music, which is so much of innovative improvisation thing, the improvisation that happens in Indian classical music doesn't happen anywhere else.
Yes.
That is the amount of importance being given to improvisation in Indian classical music.
Amazing.
So when every day is a new day for you, every day you have to be creative, and then when we go on the stage, we never plan our concerts until we go on the stage.
That was my next
Is that
question.
right?
You answered it without even me asking.
Right. It's so common for us to even ask the audience what you want.
Yes.
So many times we even compose the pallavi based on the lyric also we get from them, thala also we get from them,
Yes.
and then that is how we have been trained.
Yes.
So when we are being so innovative, naturally all these things also anything with the creativity attracts us, and then we simply go on and do it.
Innovation, improvisation, intricacy, these are all the hallmark of Carnatic music system.
And also sticking to the basic tradition.
Yes.
Without deviating from that.
Absolutely.
Most
advanced. Yes. How brilliant. How brilliant. What a thought. Amazing. And talking of music, and you are completely soaked, your body, your soul, your mind, every nerve of your physical, mental is soaked in music. What is music to you beyond whatever I've just said? I know you breathe, you drink, you eat, you sleep, everything is music for you. Is there anything you want to add what music is for you?
Music, as you rightly said, is our life.
Yes.
At this point of time, we cannot think of our life without music. Music is, as they say, one of the finest things that has happened to mankind.
Yes, I agree.
Music for us is also a spirituality.
Yes.
And then you don't, and then as as it has been said in our ancient scripts, the easiest way to reach God is music. Radhika, you look at all our Almighty's photos. They all played some music instruments.
Very true.
None of them ever played cricket.
Rightly said.
Right. Even with all the 64 kalas, 64 art forms we have, we could have just imagined Saraswati or Krishna even with a paintbrush. That also didn't happen. All of them did play only music. That itself is an indication, that itself
supremacy
shows
of
the
this art.
supremacy. How devotional the music is.
Amazing it is.
The simple music learning also teaches you the culture. You cannot find a person who's learning a music becoming a terrorist. Music teaches you the life lessons.
Very true.
You get more cultured. You get more spiritual.
Yes.
And you start loving everyone. So that is the super special qualities of music. As in our lives also, as we grow, Radhika, our perception towards music also keeps changing. To some, when during our childhood and later stages, music was an entertaining thing for us. We were performers. As years pass by, I personally see myself being more and more humble, sincere practitioner of music. So music means a lot to us. Music is a devotion. Music is a puja. And then one of the great saints who said that we asked him, Swamiji, please, we want to know little more about some of the rituals that you want us to know. Then he said, when you take the violin and close your eyes and then start playing, it is like a tapas.
Tapas, correct.
The God is nowhere else. He is right next to you listening to music.
Yes.
You know,
We can feel the existence of God during the
Yes.
duration of the concert.
Concert.
That is really an
Yes.
amazing
Yes.
experience. We don't know. No, I don't have words to explain that joy. As you advance, as you progress
Yes.
in the music field, in the entertainment sector,
Yeah.
once in we are all students at a different level, and we are in pursuit of excellence and some amazing,
Yes.
whatever we call that melody, whatever it is. I think it is the God.
Yes.
So we tend to forget ourselves during the concert.
Concert. Yeah.
That particular feel, that is, I think that is God.
That is
So
very
we
true.
feel the God's existence
Very
during
true.
most of our concerts, which is really amazing.
No wonder you are here today in London. You know, in support of UK Sri Raghavendra Swami Matha fundraising concert. What has been your association with Rayaru and UK Rayar Matha?
Radhika, Rayaru has always been very special to everybody, more so for musicians. As I was mentioning,
He
Rayaru
himself
himself was a
is a
musician.
Musician.
Yes,
You
he
know,
himself is was a
Absolutely,
musician.
right? So then, Rayaru was one of the great reformers and social reformers, a great spiritual person, and then a godly person, and then now God to us. And then we have always been ardent devotees of Rayaru. And it so happened, when some time ago, when we happened to be performing somewhere else here in London, we were brought to this matha. And from there, my association with Rayar Matha and also Sri Hari started. And Sri Hari, who takes care of Rayar Matha, became so close to us. And that is one reason. Number two, naturally, a Rayar Matha also happens to be a cultural center because Rayaru himself, if at all there is some art form, artistic expression that Rayaru ever advocated, it has to be music.
Very true.
So naturally, it also, we were so happy to see the Rayar Matha here in
Slow.
right, slow, also growing as a cultural center also, apart from being a spiritual and then devotional place.
Yes.
And finally, it led to, to this play, this time when we are here.
Yes.
And then we are so blessed that, we got an opportunity to come and then serve Rayaru in this direction, Radhika.
Amazing, amazing. And we can't thank enough for that. And also when you're traveling so much, you're back to back, you'll have so many sleepless nights. And obviously I heard the fatigue you people have. I mean, how do you recoup yourself when there is a fatigue or a mental blockage or a creative blockage? How do you overcome that space?
One of the best tonic for all of us is the concert. No matter however tired you are, however fatigue you are experiencing or whatever, if you give me the violin, that is the best thing that can happen to me.
Best way of healing ourselves.
Amazing.
But as you rightly mentioned, every day we are at a different place. These sleepless nights and then traveling, never ending traveling things, and then food change, this change, and so much of traveling we do. Especially we living in Mysore, which is too far away from Bangalore airport. Still, we go almost 4 days a week. We go to Bangalore airport. When we go to Bangalore airport, they are so much familiar with our faces. They don't even ask for my ID, photo ID. They know my face so well. But on the contrary, when I go back home, without photo ID, my wife doesn't recognize me.
Very rarely he goes.
And but music is our life.
Well, if you were just homebound, we couldn't have you
I
here.
know,
I
I
mean,
know.
all thanks to your family, the backbone. Without their support,
And
it is
also,
yes,
the one of the nicest things for us is spending time with our
yes,
co-musicians.
yes,
We all perform
yes,
together.
yes,
And then, as you witnessed this morning, we had such a great fun time.
yes,
Myself, Naganna, Sri Hari, you, and
yes,
then Patri ji,
yes.
Patri Satish Kumar ji. We all had this morning. Those are the wonderful moments, memories we carry back.
Amazing.
Maybe next year, when you ask me,
Yeah.
we might not even remember what are the ragas that we are going to play tomorrow or this thing. But all the fun time, all the nice conversations, and then that we all do together.
Yes.
So those are the real tonic.
Amazing, amazing. The humility, the humbleness is something beyond I could ever imagine. The great legends are just not born like that. It comes with a lot of other traits. So, I mean, there is no doubt that India could not choose any other than you for the Vande Bharat concept, the Sanskar Bharati or the president. I mean, could you share some insights about that, please?
Sanskar Bharati is easily the largest group of cultural organizations in the country today, having more than 1,400 branches,
All elite.
having illustrious artists, musicians, dancers, literature
Yes.
personalities, every film actors, everybody in the committee,
Yes.
all over the country. Sanskar Bharati has grown into leaps and then bounds today, Radhika. And it's a matter of great pride for every single artist and even literature person to identify himself with the Sanskar Bharati in whatever manner.
Yes.
But it was so special, God's blessings, that the national presidentship of Sanskar Bharati came in my way. And then initially I was in a dilemma whether to say yes to this responsibility, because it was such a huge responsibility, and then managing such a big institution, an institution which fosters the idea of the prideness about your culture, Indian music and arts, and then dance and the Rashtriyata, and then all under oneness, and then looking India as one of the supreme world power,
Yes.
and then also inspiring lakhs and then crores of students and then citizens of our India, our mother country, to come together as united, and then focus, and then for the glory, and then spread the glory of Indianness everywhere. Being the national president is very, very demanding and then challenging.
Definitely.
And with all my regular concert schedules, I'm also handling this one, and then that's God's blessings. We have been doing, then I'm doing justice to that, I guess.
I'm sure.
And then it's a matter of great pride for me also to represent the premier institution of Sanskar Bharati, in my own humble manner.
Definitely, in most able hands, and India has chosen the right representative. I'm so proud and honored also, talking about this. So, how do you see the future of Indian Carnatic instrument for the next generation, or the legacy you want to leave for the future?
Especially in India, when we talk about Carnatic classical music, instrumentalists, instrument artists, they are having a great scope to explore things all over the world. Since as you're aware, there is no language barrier for instruments. So we can do a lot of interactions, lot of with the other genres. We can do jugalbandis, fusions. So in these students, upcoming artists, they have so many opportunities to learn so many things of the what do you call this techniques
Correct.
of this collaborating method. And I think the future of Indian instrumentalists is amazingly bright,
Right.
and we can expect very uh, we can
More,
expect
more,
amazing
more Mysore
results.
brothers coming. More,
More Mysore
brothers.
brothers, yes.
More and more Mysore brothers
And
coming.
so since
Yes.
Manjunath
Yes.
is the president of
Yes.
Samskara Bharati
Yes.
in the topmost post,
Post. Yes.
there is a lot of
Of. Yes.
opportunities
Yes.
and
Amazing.
scope
Yeah.
for exploring new things,
New things.
which
Very
is
true.
really amazing
Yeah.
to know.
Exactly. No, amazing, amazing. And when we talk about future, and where do you see technology, and how have you adopted? Because you come from a very traditional where there was no technology other than microphones, maybe, and speakers, and we have reached where even without an artist being there, he can play from 1,000 miles away. And how do you see technology play in your creative process? And how well have you adopted, or you're happy with the technology using it?
Radhika, uh, yes, I think it's a never-ending dilemma for any creative musician, especially from traditional classical music background. How much you can adapt new things, how much you should be able to retain the original things.
Correct.
And as we progress, as we advance, our intuition also keeps on monitoring us and then keeps on advising us to do this or not to do this or this, that, or whatever. And in terms of our instruments, I can talk about violin because and violin we have still stuck to the original, the basic traditional four-stringed instruments, wherein many of our counterparts are playing five-stringed instruments and the electric violin and this violin and that violin kind of things. We didn't change. We wanted to continue the great legacy of original.
That's why the bow techniques of yours is world class.
Yes, and then we that's number one. But the additional technology thing, retaining the original core thing intact, and then being able to it's almost like I wear this shirt today, and then tomorrow I wear a concert with dhoti tomorrow or whatever.
Yes.
Just because I wear different clothes, my original
Soul
personality
won't-
doesn't
yes,
change.
your soul is-
Similar manner, there is a hardcore thing that has to be kept intact.
Yes.
That is the core hardcore Indian classical music essence.
Very true.
We have to do that.
Yes.
And once in a while to cater to that group, cater to this group, cater to that thing. Once you can change, change your dress and things like that, or costumes, or this hat, wear a hat, hat this white. But ultimately, no matter whatever things you do, your originality should not be.
Yeah, those
missed.
are just the special effects.
Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, yes, we have been using different microphones, different audio technology, especially in the recording business. So much of innovations are happening, and we are open to that. And even when we do fusion music, not only in terms of physical external things, appliances, even the music, the structure of music also, to if I have to shake hands with you,
Yeah.
I have to come at least
Yes.
half a mile.
Yes. Yes.
So if I refuse to come, then there is no handshake can
Handshake.
happen.
Very true. Very true.
So based on different context, different circumstances, different environment, different demands, we also have the flexibility.
Yeah.
At the same time, we have never forgotten who we are.
Yes. Amazing. Amazing. Yes. I think that's why who you are. That's why where you are right now, because the core, the soul is intact.
If
The
the
roots are strong.
tree can grow.
Tree can grow when roots are strong, come what may, storm or rain. So we have reached a last leg. You're always with the student, always with the young minds. And what three qualities? There are 100 qualities to become like you. There can't be just one. If you have to name top three qualities to be a good learner, success is a relative term. To you, what is a success? For me, it may be different. But to achieve something, to be a good student, to be a good learner, what three qualities do you see in a student?
In simplistic 3 words, finding a good guru, being totally dedicated and then devoted. Number 3, hard work. These 3, that's it. Sometimes what happens is, if the person who is supposed to be guiding you, in most of the cases, if he doesn't know the basic grammar, the way himself, surely, naturally, however, no matter however much you are dedicated, however hard work you are supposed to be doing,
Yes.
all go wasted. And at the same time, one needs to be totally dedicated. One needs to be totally devoted to music.
Devoted to music.
And then there is also, my father also used to tell this one. There is the saying, whether music is taught, how much is taught, how much is learned.
Correct. Oh, there are two different things.
Absolutely, yes. I can simply say, I can teach you a raga. The teaching might finish in 10 minutes. But how much you can take it, how much you can pursue, how, in which direction you have to go, all these hundreds of different things matter, Radhika. That is why music learning is a very complex thing. And then moreover, it is much easier to learn one or have this the composition, that composition. Then unfortunately, as Nagana was mentioning, the day music has been reduced to only mere composition, singing, expression. Then there is absolutely no space for innovation and then excellence.
Correct.
What is this? That anybody can learn. But being able to then expand a raga or a thala or these for hours together, that is where the original caliber of an artist plays.
Yeah.
And then I'm so disappointed that this is one segment, this is unfortunately been neglected and then forgotten in most of the times. And it's a high time that everybody concentrates more on these wonderful aspects, because ultimately the music, Radhika, my father always would say one thing. You simply, this is a very interesting point. If you observe, you will notice that even no matter however popular a film singer, a playback singer, he is or she is, you simply call him a singer.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
He's a singer.
Yes.
He's a wonderful singer. He's a beautiful singer. He's a fantastic singer.
Yes.
But the term Vidwan or Pandit are exclusively meant for classical musicians.
Why is that?
Because classical musicians are not supposed to be mere singers, singing a song. The mridangam player, you don't say the player is fine, but in some other plane, in some other systems, you can say a violin player, a mridangam player, or this player, or that player. But in Carnatic traditional Carnatic classical music, in case you are referring to a highly meritorious mridangam artist, you will say a Vidwan.
Yes, because they explore.
Absolutely.
They
anyway, who is able to bring out the sound from violin, you can call him a player. But in order to be able to produce the original, basic, complex nuances of Carnatic classical music, he has to be a musician. A growth from a mere singer to a musician, is a big journey. And then I hope our students, they understand.
That was my next question. Like, what would be your advice for the aspiring musicians? So you kind of gave away some.
If in Carnatic classical music, I really want all of them to concentrate more, work more on the improvisations, the ragalap, the neraval, and then swarakalpana. then they are very happy. If somebody learns 100 compositions, he is very happy. He thinks that the person seated next to him, he knows only 90, I know 91, so I am superior. What a stupid idea it is.
Yes.
You see more and more workshops happening only in the compositions.
Yes.
That composition, this composition, that composer, this composer's workshop. How if you limitize the great Carnatic classical music to only composition singing, then what happens?
Yeah, there
to
is
great
no
tradition. Look, so
there
that
is no newness.
Improvisation, that manodharma, that is the best tonic for Indian music.
The future,
Yes.
the future, the generation should see.
absolutely that is how music was sung and played by all our.
And also, my advice to the youngsters is, you first deserve and then desire.
Amazing. Yes. Wow. What a profound thought. And I'm really on a high now, to be honest. I feel so enriched. I feel like I'm the richest person sitting with amongst great people here. One last thing. It's a very on a lighter note, not so much intense, because I'm from Mysore, you are from Mysore. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ? ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮನೇಲಂತೂ ನನಗೆ ಅಕ್ಕ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್. ನಿಮ್ಮಿಬ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಗಳ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತಾ ಏನಾರು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನುಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಣ್ಣ ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನುಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ತಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನುಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆ ತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಜಗಳಗಳು ಅಥವಾ
ತುಂಬಾ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಹೊಸದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗಿಂತ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಚಿಕ್ಕವನು, ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಮಂಜುಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀನು ನುಡಿಸು, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡಿಸು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಮಂಜುಗೆ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡಕಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಲಿಯಾಗಿ ನುಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ಗೈ, ಅವನು ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನುಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಅವಾಗ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮಿಬ್ಬರಲ್ಲೂ ಏಜ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನು, ಮಂಜು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇರ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
ಇದನ್ನ ಎಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನ್ ತಂಗಿ, ನನಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಕ್ಕಂದ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮುದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್.
ಅದು ಎರಡನೇ ಮಕ್ಕಳದು ಅದೇ ಗುಣ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಎರಡನೇ ಅವಳು, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಬಟ್ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯೂ, ಎರಡು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಡಿಶ್ ವಿತ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ದೇ ವುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್
ಅ ಬೋನಸ್. ನಾವು ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮಿಬ್ಬರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾನು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ ವೇಷಭೂಷಣ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ನೀವಿಬ್ರು ಒಂದೇ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ನ, ದ ಸೋಲ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್, ಬಟ್ ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಆದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಅನ್ನ ಸಾರು ಆದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪಾಸ್ತಾ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದೇನೋ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ. Both
soul is the same.
Soul is the same. The food.
2-3 ಸಮಾಚಾರ ರಾಧಿಕಾ. ನಾವಿಬ್ರು ಒಂದೇ ಗುರು ಹತ್ರ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಹೌದು.
ನನಗೆ ನಾಗಣ್ಣನು ಗುರುವೇ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮಿಬ್ರು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಾಲಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಒಂದೇ ತರ 2 people sitting and then playing the same music in a similar manner. What is so special about it?
It's amazing quality.
It's a very different thing.
Yes.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಥರ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜೋರಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ಏನು 30-40 ವೈಲಿನ್ ಮುರಿದಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನನಗೆ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರು. ಹಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕಾಪಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ನಾಗಣ್ಣ, ಹಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಪಾಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ.
ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ
ಬೀಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾನು ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರೋದು, ನಾಗಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಣ್ಣಂದರು ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. And then of course so ಆ ಸಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಯ್ತು. And then we know our portfolios, and then ಹಾಗೆ ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಈ ಮಾತುಕತೆನ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಂಡ್ ಇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಯೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್, and we are also looking forward for tomorrow's concert. Thank you so much
thank you so much for having us in this.
Pleasure is all ours, and thank you once again.
Namaskara.
Thank you, Harish Srinivasa.
Thank you.